You guys made certain decisions, certain moves, certain savings, certain things, whatever you did to say, okay, we're gonna have a child now. Do you honestly think, because you said amongst most of us, United States and where else did you say? Europe.
Europe, yeah.
These girls are getting married later on. Do you honestly believe your daughter is mentally mature enough to curate a house, a home
If
at
she's
22,
if
at
she
23,
if she's not
at
in a
24?
if she's not following the wrong
If she's
people,
not in college,
No, no.
because that's a college. That's a college age.
even if she was to graduate college at 22, and let's say she did it in 4 years, she starts off at 18, graduate college at 22, and let's just say 25, she's married. She should be capable of being married. She should be capable. I don't think the women nowadays that are in their 20s were raised by women who were able to teach them, or maybe the influences that are happening now in society have taught them how to be incapable of managing a house, how to be incapable of managing a family. They're incapable of managing themselves.
Managing
But
money.
it's not just women, it's men too. There's a lot of 20-year-old men that if you take 25-year-old in 1980 and a 25-year-old in 2024, the mentality is not the same, and the preparation is not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one sided. It is happening it is happening for both genders.
It is happening for both genders, but I think that when you take maturity out of it and you take how they were raised out of it, society is also not the same. Like it's also not the same for someone back then at 25 years old that had a kid and was married and has a home. It's not the same for a 25-year-old in today's society. It's more difficult, to be honest, because you can be raised right. You can be raised to be a wife from young. We all know Spanish cultures, they do it.
I don't think they do it like she said. I don't think they
More
have
of the
kids.
more of the Indian cultures and the more foreign cultures. They get married young, but you got to also remember, like, I've seen a lot of cases where they get married young, and then by the time she does hit 22, 21, she's like, I'm just realizing what type of woman I am.
But that's
I'm just like, how do you even know? Like, Rico, you don't have a vagina. We know.
Definitely don't.
There's certain things, I'm going to just keep it all the way live with you, that are still happening to your body as a woman in your 20s.
In your 30s too.
In your 30s too, but let's just talk about the 20s. There's things happening in your body where you're still learning, like, oh, this is what this is. Oh, this is how I take care of this, because this didn't happen to me when I was a teenager. There's just you have to grow up a lot faster when you have a child.
Yeah, but
there's certain things that are going to happen to your body that make it inevitable for you not to.
Yeah, but a woman's body is already being sped up. The process of it is being sped up. Society and the different types of things that we are consuming is actually affecting our bodies and speeding it up. And so with that being said, is like, we technically are speeding up the process of being ready, right? But we're not speeding up the process of being mentally ready.
Right.
But that's a choice, I believe. And again, it could be a choice from either what you decide to consume. You know, again, I was listening to the radio. Shout out to Ebro, and Hot 97. But they were talking about basically being parents. And, you know, Ebro's argument was that things have always been the same back then versus now. And one of the biggest things that somebody came and called in and put into perspective, which I thought was amazing, was like, yeah, you might have had bad influences in music in 1990s, but you didn't have a addictive, specially curated algorithm that was able to feed you the nonsense on a day-to-day basis on your phone.
Right.
You had to go and select the channel. Nowadays, the channel selects you. And I think that influence is so detrimental to us depending on what we decide to latch on to.